Hi there. All right, so after 3 years of making your favorite decks, December Fingerboards is going to go on a bit of a break for at least most of 2026. Before I go on a little retrospective and explain the reasons for this and everything, a little bit of a backstory. Before December Fingerboards, I was just kind of trying to make ends meet. I had a sort of little prototyping shop. I did mostly woodworking, furniture. I had the 3D printer. I had the laser. So I could do all sorts of things, and I would just do whatever client work I could get a hold of. And then at some point, I just had the idea to make my own fingerboards, I guess just as a passion project of mine, because I've fingerboarded all my life. I didn't even really understand that people made a living from making boards. So I didn't go into it thinking about making it a business at all. And so the thought really was, how close can I get to the perfect board, in all humility, because obviously the perfect board is different for each and every person. So I recorded the whole process because I thought it would be interesting to some people, certainly. And I just thought, okay, I'm going to make a few for me and my friends. I'm going to make probably going to sell a couple to the outside world, outside Argentina. And that's going to be the end of it, But anyways, I posted that video, set up a little web shop just in case, see what would happen. And so that's what happened in Christmas 2022. We launched December Fingerboards with my friend Mauro, who later left the project. So the S18 mold, and it's called the S18 mold because it's the iteration number 18 of the shape. So that's how many tries it took to get there. Luckily, it seems that the time spent on it was well worth it. Many people's instant favorite. And obviously, being a beginner deck maker, Mauro was a lot more experienced than me, but the boards were not perfect from the start. But I did make it my mission to create a superior product and to make them better and better as time went on, investing heavily in researching methods, in buying equipment. And I sometimes shared some of that on Instagram. And for those of you who are interested, I'm going to make a follow-up video showing a bunch of prototypes and things that I've never shown, of things that I've tried that have not worked out, some that have worked out that I've been using for the manufacturing of the decks. So keep an eye out for this video soon. So in 3 years, December Fingerboards has sold over 2,000 boards to over 35 countries. So I think we can say that we've earned our place in the scene as one of the good brands. Actually, it's kind of crazy. Like, I never thought we kind of ended up being a hype brand, but or at least being hyped as a brand, because there's the stigma about hype brands that, it's all about like people will buy anything if other people are buying it. But I think in our case, the quality has been there and the boards have gone into getting just better and better, if anything. So I think, I don't think we are a hype brand in a negative meaning of that. I think we are a good brand with a lot of hype. That hype surrounding the boards was actually kind of getting a little bit crazy the last months. Every new batch sold out within an hour. And actually the very last drop we made, that sold out in 9 minutes. Why take a break when everything is going so well? So the thing is, for 6 years, I gave everything I had to December and to the other failed businesses I had before I did December. That's why I say 6 years, and December is only 3 years old. For those 6 years, I worked almost nonstop, late into the night, almost every weekend, rarely ever took a vacation, and I loved it. I was getting kind of tired, but I felt very driven to work this intensely. And then at the beginning of last year, different things went wrong in my life at the same time, which kind of made me have to reconsider the path I was onto. So the worst of these things was that someone tried to extort me. And that's about as much as I can tell you because I signed an NDA. What I can tell you is that fortunately how do I put that? This person's intellect didn't match their ambition, and I was able to come out on top. I was recommended a very good lawyer and come out on top, nearly broke, but not entirely broke after all the legal fees. So yeah, that overcame that. And the thing is that I was already also in a difficult situation at the time because to save money, I moved into my workshop. But unfortunately, the landlady failed to deal properly with very serious issues that the house had. And that led to a situation where I had rain pouring into my bedroom, into my workshop. I also almost never had hot water in the middle of winter. So that's how I was taking showers, just heating up hot water on the stove. And on top of that, because the contract said so and I signed that, the rent kept going up every 3 months. Not to mention the impossibly fucked economy of Argentina. I'll let you do the Googling on that. So yeah, we might be making tiny skateboards here, but this is still a real business in the real world, and shit happens. So unsurprisingly, during these trying times, I got really depressed, and I was lucky. I was lucky to get loads of help from loved ones and from December fans. But it also made me realize that I really missed my family, my country, my culture. I wasn't feeling well, you know. I'm not from Argentina. I'm from France, and it gets tiring being a foreigner all the time, you know. It just all hit me all of a sudden, you know, after many years here. So I wasn't feeling well, and I just felt I had to take a break and reassess what I wanted out of life and what was I doing. And so yeah, after 7 years in Argentina, first order of business is to go back to my home country. So it's gonna be a December Fingerboards from now on. Hey there, quick pause. I was editing this and I realized I forgot to say that I am still doing the 3D modeling of fingerboard molds. So if you're looking to get your own fingerboard mold custom modeled to your specs, I'll soon make a video going in detail on how the process is working with me in getting your own mold modeled up so that you can get it printed, you can get it CNC machined. I'm not stopping that this year, only pausing the making of actual fingerboards. So what is the future of December Fingerboards? So I've been very lucky to be making a living, making something that so many people like. So the logical option would be to go back to making boards after settling back. I've got a whole list of things I want to implement and improve and change, except the shape. The shape's not going to change. It's absolutely perfect. Although I am considering a more mellow option. That would be nice, maybe. What I know is I don't want to be doing things at the same pace I have these last years. If anything, I would like to have more time to do the things that I enjoy in life, even if it means making less boards. The thing is, the last few years, my obsession for making fingerboards has really taken all of my time, and I've really had no time to do other things I like making art and tinkering, and that makes me sad. To be honest, what I enjoy most about deck making is not really the deck making, it's problem solving. I really like the brain tickle of it all. So I'd like to try and make my life more about that than about grinding to meet demand. Even though it is humbling that the boards are so sought after, but at the same time, what's success good for if you have no time to enjoy it? And there's a thing about fingerboards, it's making good enough boards is okay. It's pretty scalable as well. Making high-end boards, that is sort of by nature something that can only remain quite small and limited. Because the deck making process for a true premium board is just so time-consuming and mistakes are easily made. So there's really a concrete limit to how many boards you can make in a month if you want to maintain a certain level of quality. That's at least my experience with the skills that I have. So I guess you'd have to ask other deck makers if they feel the same about it. Now, of course, you can try to optimize as many processes as you can. That's been one of my drives, but I have found that really there's a limit to this in the end. And unfortunately, the day that a robot can round and shape a deck for you is just, it's yet to come, you know? And something to take into account as well is that I also did almost everything in-house, including the packaging. So that was a lot of work, custom blisters, custom little wooden cradles, boxes, kind of thing. But I still think that making my own packaging is the way to go for me. Just kind of buying something off the shelf just doesn't sit right with me. So I've got a lot of cool stuff planned out for the big comeback of December Fingerboards. Of course, no one can know what the future holds. I don't know what it's going to be, but I know what I don't want it to be. So I'm going to try and remember that. I would like to thank you for your incredible support throughout the years. Although I sometimes, very rarely, get an unpleasant message in my inbox, I have to say that running this brand has shown me that 99.9% of people are nice and kind and supportive, and they want to see you well and they want to see you succeed. And I really appreciate each and every person that took the time to message me to tell me that they were happy with the boards. Really, the only reason they ever came to exist was to make fingerboarders happy. So, thank you. Take care. Till next time.